This is, and we made their brand $2.2 million in the last 6 months. And the reason I'm blurring their face is because they're one of the most famous business influencers in the game today, with the company that is doing tens of millions of dollars in sales every single year. But even though they're a massive success, they had a problem. Sales were dropping year over year, and they were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. And to make matters worse, a majority of their employees were either childhood friends or blood family members whose livelihood depends on the business's success. And that's why they came to me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Justin P, and I help Shopify brand owners doing at least $10K a month in sales scale to $1 million a month and beyond, like I've been able to do in my own business that I'm actually in the process of exiting right now. So the first thing we did was a complete business audit from top to bottom, and we found a ton of issues. But in this video, I'm gonna focus on just one, which is their email marketing. And I'm gonna share with you the secrets of how we added $2.2 million to this business in just 6 months. Let's get into it. So the first issue that they had was a lack of segmentation and just overall health of their email marketing platform. When I went in their Klaviyo account, literally it was all over the place. But what I was excited to see is that they did have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but that's good if you use it right and bad if you use it the wrong way. And as far as revenue is concerned, typically on your email list, you want to go by this rule of thumb. You want to be earning at least $1 per subscriber on your list. So let's just say you have 100,000 subscribers. You want to be earning at least $100,000 from your email campaigns that you're sending out on the monthly basis. And one of the main issues that they were having was they were sending out emails on the daily basis, but they were sending them to every single person on their list. And doing this can lead to list fatigue because you're showing offers to a bunch of people that might not necessarily be interested in the offers that you're showing them, which then can result in a bunch of inactive subscribers because they're not seeing offers that they actually find value in. And the underlying effect of this is that they were paying much more than they needed to pay on the monthly basis because they were sending out emails to people that were not active in general. So what's the solution to this? One of the first things I like to do is run a reactivation campaign so we can try to save some of the inactive emails and not just completely write them off. And then we will suppress all of the inactive emails. That way we aren't paying for them on the monthly basis, and we're able to save the brand owner thousands of dollars a month just from suppressing the list in general. So not only did we make them millions of dollars, we also saved them a couple $1,000s in the process as well. And the next solution we put in place was we segmented their list as well, because we don't want to be sending every single email to every single person. So here's a few of the segments that I like to put in place that you can use for your brand as well. We have a segment for window shoppers, which is people who have viewed your site, but they haven't necessarily made a purchase just yet. We also have a segment for our cart abandoners, which is people who have added an item to cart, but also haven't checked out either. We also have one for a person who has viewed a particular product. That way we can send them emails that are based around the benefits of the particular product that they've been viewing multiple times. Another segment you can use is one I call revenue X over Y time. And this is for people who have spent a specific amount of revenue over a time period. So let's just say someone who has spent $1,000 in the last 3 months, you might talk to them a little bit differently than someone who has spent $50 in the last 3 months. I also like to segment out our VIPs, which are customers who have made significant purchases with us. And I like to reward their loyalty by giving them exclusive access to things that other customers don't have. Next, you want to segment your big spenders. And those are people who have bought your highest ticketed items. But you can't leave out the budget-friendly segment, which is people who have bought all of your lowest ticket items. You can start to see how all of these different segments are speaking directly to different audiences, and you wouldn't necessarily send the same email to all of these different audiences. I even personally like to segment out our holiday shoppers or our Black Friday, Cyber Monday shoppers, because those are people that are typically shopping only one time during the holiday seasons. And another one I like to use is our win back opportunities. And this is a segment where you place people who have not made a purchase with you in a while. Maybe it's been 90 days or 120 days. And after we got all of their segments cleaned up, we had to move to problem number 2, which was low email capture percentage. The issue they were having here was that only 1.8% of people who saw their email and SMS pop up were actually opting in and giving them their information. And just so you know, an industry standard here, I typically like to have our clients at least a 10% opt-in rate. So that's almost 5 times the amount that they were getting currently. And if you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense of why email opt-in rates are so low, because most people's industry standard is about 2%. But I realize why. And it's because you go to a website that you haven't been on before, then you see a pop-up that comes up and it says, give me your email in exchange for a 10% discount. Now, I'm thinking in my head, why would I give my email information? And to the business owner, that might sound lucrative, but think about what that feels like to your customer. Because essentially what you're doing to your clients is this. You're asking them to trust you, someone that they don't know, to come to your website, give you their information in exchange for a discount on a product that they've never tried from a brand that they don't know. And in exchange for that, you're going to message them every single day for the rest of their life. It's a pretty shit deal, right? So our solution to this is we like to gamify the email opt-in experience. So we can place functionality on the website that will allow us to do a spinning wheel, maybe a little slot machine, or a scratch off that will give the customer a secret discount, which also induces some curiosity, which makes them want to give us their information in exchange for what might be on the other side. So we like to offer some sort of perceived value on the front end that they then get access to after giving us their information. Another way we like to gamify this process is by providing value based on our customers' problems. So imagine this, you go to a skincare website and you see a pop-up, but instead of it being 10% off your first order, it is actually a quiz that is gonna identify the type of skin you have and then the products that you can use to solve the specific problem that they have for that type of skin. And that's a reason why I would give my information to get answers to a problem that you should already know that I have as a business owner. But what happens if someone comes to your website and they don't opt in to your pop-up? Are we just gonna throw away the other 90 to 95% of people that are turning down the opportunity to give us their information? Of course not. So you can actually use legal software like retention.com or OpenSend that will allow you to match people's IP address to their emails, and then you can gather them without them even having to opt into your pop-up. And now you can set up separate email campaigns to message those people as well. Because think about it, you probably checked your email before and thought, man, how am I getting emails from these companies I've never actually opted in before? And that's because they're using software like that to gather your information and then to message you. And you don't even think about it because it's so normalized. Speaking of email flows, that brings me to the third problem that this business owner had. And it was that their automated email flows were underperforming, only bringing in about 4% of their monthly revenue. And just so you know the industry standard, you typically want to be at 30% of your monthly revenue coming in from automated email flows. So we were way off here. And after reviewing the automations I had set up, they only had a small fraction of the must-have email flows that every brand owner needs to put in place. And most brand owners will typically have these 5. Your welcome email for new subscribers, your browser abandonment for people who browse then leave the site, your abandoned cart for people who add something to the cart but then abandon it, of course your thank you for thanking people who actually make a purchase, and then your customer win back for people that have not shopped with your brand for 90 to 120 days. But all the high-level brand owners have these flows as well. And those are the site abandonment flow, which targets users who visited the site but did not buy anything. The replenishment flow for customers who purchase a consumable product that needs to be replenished every so often. The price drop flow, which targets customers who are viewing a particular product and lets them know when the price drops on it. The birthday reminder, which targets customers whose big day is coming up and reminds them to celebrate by using a discount code on your website, of course. The first purchase anniversary flow, celebrating with your customer a year after they make that first purchase with you. The sunset flow, which we use to re-engage inactive subscribers. And of course, the MRR builder, which we use to grow our monthly recurring revenue in the business. That's one of my favorites that I don't see a lot of people doing. And keeping flows in mind, that brings us to our fourth problem, which was they weren't extending the flow. So as I dove into their automated flows, I realized that all of them were typically about 2 to 3 emails long maximum. And what we generally like to do is we like to make our flows 4 emails minimum and go all the way up to 14 emails maximum. So we extend the flow to give us a better opportunity to get that customer to convert. And what I noticed about them and other brands as well is that they will email a lot, but they typically don't like to text their customer that much. So one of the low-hanging fruit we were able to act on was take all the email flows that we built out and then just copy and paste them for their text message flows, because they weren't doing much of that at all anyways. And you may know that SMS is one of the highest converting marketing tactics you can use in today's age. So if you have that same belief that you can't text your customer as much as you email them, just remember that the only time people get annoyed is if there's no value there. So if I text my friend every day, giving them information on stuff that they like and giving them value around topics that they enjoy, then they're gonna text me back and wanna engage with me on a daily basis. But if I only text that friend every day to just ask them for money, then they're probably gonna wanna stay far away from me. So as a side note of what I like to do as a differentiator between email and SMS is I like to adjust the time frame of when I'm sending out my automated flows as well. So for instance, if I'm sending out an abandoned cart automated flow, I might set it for an hour after they abandon their cart, then a day after they abandon their cart, and then 48 hours after cart abandonment. But on the SMS side, because it's a lot more fast-paced arena, I'll set it for 10 minutes after they abandon cart, then an hour after they abandon cart, and then 24 hours after they abandon cart. And the fifth and final issue that we solved is that they didn't have what I call the ninja email sequences. Let me explain. So one of the first questions that I ask my clients when we're talking about email marketing is, are you doing anything custom for your post-purchase emails? And most of them say, absolutely not. And then I ask them this, what is your open rate on your emails? And most of the time, there will be anywhere from 10% to 30%. And as an industry standard, 20 to 30% is about where you want to be. And if you're at 30%, you are a top-notch email marketer. But there's some secret ninja emails that get opened 300% of the time. That's a 10x increase from the best email marketer at that 30% open rate. So what are those emails, you may ask? It's your order confirmation and your tracking email. Think about it. What's the first thing that you do whenever you go and buy something from a website? You go and check to see if you got your receipt and your order has been confirmed. And then what do you do after that every single day as you're waiting for the package to arrive at your front door? You check your tracking email to make sure that it's going to be there on time. So if those are the most opened emails ever, why are we not monetizing them and making money from them? Because they're getting the most views in general. So that's what we do with our clients. We actually brand those emails and monetize them by putting in some exclusive offers that bring people back to the site after they check their order confirmation and their tracking email. And just so you know, those simple ninja emails was the exact hack that we used to add $2.2 million in revenue in just 6 months to this business's bottom line. But it wouldn't be right if I didn't give you a bonus hack as well. After seeing success there, we were really curious if we can customize some other emails and make even more money. And guess what? We did. So we now customize all of the following emails for our clients. Their order confirmation when they make a purchase, their customer account welcome email for when they make an account with our business, their order cancel email, because we don't want to just lose money from them canceling an order and not make any, and they canceled the order because they didn't get what they want for some reason. So we might as well sell them something that they do want and incentivize them with a discount to come back and make a purchase. We even monetize the order delivered email. So when a customer gets their package and they have a great unboxing experience, we want to capture that emotion right there and bring them back to the website to make a purchase again. And we also monetize the shipping confirmation, the customer account invite, as well as the customer account password and many others. So I hope that this video gave you a ton of value and gave you some tactical information that you can execute on right away. So if you're a brand owner that's doing at least 10K a month in sales and you want to scale up to that $1 million a month mark like we've been able to do for ourselves, go ahead and click the first link in the description and book a call with our team so we can see where you are and where you want to be and see if we can help you get there. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.